Hi, I'm Nicola from the People Mentor. If you've recently stepped into a management role, I'd like to discuss something that probably no one has warned you about. It's not the endless meetings, it's not learning new systems. It's not even imposter syndrome, though trust me, that's real too. It's when your deputy manager starts acting like they should be running the show, and you're left thinking, wait, am I actually in charge here? Or maybe it's the opposite. They've suddenly become your best mate. They're overly friendly, treating you like a peer rather than their manager, and you're not sure how to navigate this new dynamic without seeming cold or unfriendly. If either of these sounds familiar, you're not going mad, and more importantly, you're not alone in feeling completely unprepared for this situation. So let me walk you through exactly what's happening, why it happens, and most importantly, how to handle it without creating World War III in your office. When you step into a management role, you don't just change jobs, you shift the entire team's ecosystem. And your deputy manager, they might be feeling passed over, especially if they applied for your role. Threatened, particularly if you're younger, newer, or have a different experience. Uncertain about where they now fit in the pecking order. Defensive if they've been acting up and now have to step back. So what do? They test boundaries in one of two ways. The power player route. They speak on your behalf in meetings, they make decisions without checking in, they subtly undermine you, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with silence. They act as if they're still the ones calling the shots. The best friend route. They become overly familiar and friendly. They treat you like a peer rather than their manager. They share personal information to create a false sense of intimacy. They try to make you feel guilty about asserting authority because we're mates. And here's the thing, this isn't necessarily malicious. Often it's just someone trying to figure out their new place in a changed dynamic. However, that doesn't mean you should simply accept it. Both routes are boundary testing, and both need the same response, clear, kind leadership. Most new managers think they need to come in guns blazing to establish authority. Wrong move. The biggest mistake I see is trying to prove who's boss through confrontation. This usually backfires spectacularly and creates the exact tension you're trying to avoid. But there's another mistake that's just as damaging, letting the overly friendly deputy manager cross professional boundaries because you don't want to seem mean. Here's what happens, your deputy becomes your workplace bestie. They chat about personal stuff, treat you like a peer, maybe even complain to you about other team members. It feels nice at first. Who doesn't want to be liked? However, you then need to provide them with feedback. Make a decision they don't like or hold them accountable. Suddenly, you're not their friend anymore. You're the bad guy who changed when you got promoted. The truth is, you can be friendly without being friends. You can be warm without being a mate. You can care about people without becoming their confidant. Instead of either extreme, you want to establish leadership through clarity, consistency and connection, but a professional connection. Think of it like this. You're not trying to win a power struggle or a popularity contest. You're trying to create a working partnership where everyone knows their role. In the next video, we'll start with the foundation, understanding your leadership strengths first. Because you can't lead others effectively until you know what type of leader you naturally are. Hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.